Imagine walking out of your front door tomorrow morning, feeling the crisp air, completely unaware that you are being actively watched. From a telephone wire across the street, a dark silhouette tracks your every move. It knows your gait, it recognizes the shape of your jawline, and most importantly, it remembers what you did. To you, it's just a bird, a passing shadow in a chaotic world. But to it, you are a marked individual. If you crossed it yesterday or even 5 years ago, it hasn't forgotten. It is calculating, it is patient, and right now, it is communicating your exact description to every other member of its flock. You haven't just angered a bird, you have triggered an ancient avian network of generational revenge. For centuries, we have placed ourselves at the absolute pinnacle of cognitive evolution, viewing the animal kingdom through a lens of intellectual superiority. We thought crows were driven merely by base instinct, but the truth about their ability to remember, map, and manipulate human behavior is far more complex, and frankly, far more unnerving than we ever dared to admit. Crows are not just survivalists. They are the true geniuses of the natural world, possessing a psychological architecture that mirrors our own in terrifying ways. They hold grudges, they form strategic alliances, and they pass down descriptions of their enemies through generations. If you have a fascination with the dark secrets of the animal kingdom and the profound mysteries of the natural mind, you are in the right place. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Now, let us go deeper into the enigma of the Corvid mind. To understand the depth of a crow's memory, we must look to a seminal, groundbreaking study conducted at the University of Washington, led by Dr. John Marsluff. This experiment would forever shatter our understanding of avian intelligence. The researchers wanted to know if crows could truly isolate and identify individual human shapes and faces. To test this without causing permanent real-world chaos, researchers donned a specific frightening mask, referred to in the study as the dangerous face. They then captured and banded a small group of wild crows on campus before releasing them unharmed. To the crows, this masked figure was a direct, existential threat. Whenever researchers wore this specific mask and walked through the campus, the response was immediate and violent. The crows didn't just fly away. They formed a localized mob, diving at the masked intruder, shrieking in a cacophony of aggressive scolding. But here is where the science takes a deeply unsettling turn. The researchers also used a control mask, a neutral face of a famous historical figure, that was never present during the trapping. When walking around in the neutral mask, the crows remained completely indifferent. They knew the difference down to the millimeter. As the years bled into a decade, the researchers stopped wearing the dangerous mask frequently. Yet, whenever they dusted it off and stepped outside, even 11 years later, the very same crows instantly recognized the face. Consider the profound nature of this. 11 years is a lifetime for a wild crow. To retain a highly specific visual memory of a single human face for over a decade requires a neurological infrastructure dedicated to long-term social mapping. But the experiment didn't end there. It revealed something far more haunting. As the years went on, the number of birds joining the angry mob against the dangerous mask didn't decrease as the original crows aged. It multiplied. Birds that had never been captured, birds that weren't even alive when the original experiment took place, joined the assault. How is this possible? The answer lies in a concept known as horizontal and vertical cultural transmission. Crows talk. They possess a sophisticated, highly nuanced system of communication that scientists are only beginning to decode. When a crow identifies a threat, it doesn't just react, it teaches. Through highly specific vocalizations and behavioral demonstrations, parent crows teach their offspring which humans are safe and which are dangerous. They broadcast this information across the entire local roost, effectively blacklisting certain humans within the community. This is an exact evolutionary parallel to human culture. It is the transmission of history, the passing down of a survival lore. If you wrong a crow today, you are not just making an enemy of that bird. You are ensuring that its children, its neighbors, and its future descendants will look at your face and see a monster. You are written into their history books as an enemy of the flock. How does a brain the size of a walnut harbor such sophisticated psychological depth? For a long time, science assumed that because birds lack a layered cerebral cortex, the area of the human brain responsible for complex thought, they were incapable of higher cognition. However, neuroscientists at the Max Planck Institute discovered something extraordinary. Crows have evolved a structurally different, yet functionally identical region called the *nidopallium caudolateral. This dense, highly interconnected cluster of neurons acts as the crow's executive suite. It allows them to engage in working memory, abstract reasoning, and perhaps most shockingly, mental time travel. Crows can look at a problem, project themselves into the future, and formulate a multi-step plan. In laboratory settings, corvids have been observed solving 8-step puzzles that require using a short stick to retrieve a longer stick, to pull a stone, to drop into a counterweight, to release a piece of food. They do not do this through trial and error. They stand before the puzzle, quietly assessing it for minutes, planning the entire sequence in their minds, and then executing it flawlessly on the first try. This exact same future planning capability is what fuels their capacity for grudge holding and revenge. They understand cause and effect across vast stretches of time. They don't just react in the heat of the moment. They bide their time, waiting for the optimal, safest moment to strike back or warn others. But to look at crows merely as vengeful automatons is to miss their true psychological depth. Their intelligence is deeply tethered to an emotional complexity that borders on the uncanny. Nowhere is this more evident than in what behavioral biologists call crow funerals. When a crow dies, the surrounding flock gathers around the corpse. They do not eat it. They do not immediately fly away. Instead, they form a somber, vocal congregation. For years, humans viewed this as a ritualistic mourning, a manifestation of grief. And while we cannot entirely rule out an emotional response, science has uncovered a much more pragmatic, calculating reason for this gathering. The flock is holding a forensic investigation. They are scanning the area, assessing the environment to deduce what killed their comrade. Is there a hidden predator? Is there a human with a weapon? They use the death of an individual to update their collective survival database. Conversely, just as they map threats, they map kindness. Crows are known to leave gifts, shiny buttons, keys, polished stones, for humans who consistently feed them. They understand the concept of a reciprocal alliance. They form bonds of deep trust. But if that trust is broken, the transition from ally to enemy is absolute. We spend our lives looking down at nature, treating the creatures around us as background noise in our human-centric world. But the next time you walk outside and hear the sharp, echoing call of a crow, take a moment to look up. Really look at them, because beneath those glossy, ink-black feathers lies a mind that is measuring you, a mind that remembers your face, interprets your intentions, and shares your secrets with the shadows. Crows are not just birds coexisting in our cities. They are masters of their own parallel world, an ancient, watchful intelligence that has adapted perfectly to our presence. And remember, they never, ever forget a face. The next time you walk past one, ask yourself, what story are they telling about you?